back at Tyreek Hill. And, of course, you got to keep your eye on Travis Kelce. Resources have to be there, sent their way. The Chiefs are missing. They're not going to have for the game both offensive tackles, who are both Pro Bowl caliber offensive tackles. And now their backup centers in COVID protocol may not get to play. You know what that means? Andy Reid said what the offensive line's going to do in practice this week. All 5 guys on the offensive line are going to practice at all 5 positions. They are without their best players on the line, and they are thin on the line. They're all going to have to practice at all 5 positions. And what are they going up against, guys? A Bucs team that is surging and getting healthy at just the right time. By the way, Vita Vea, that big defensive tackle, the nose tackle, remember he got hurt in the Bears game and his season was over, right? It's not over. Season's not over. He's playing. And that dude can collapse your pocket. He can get a push in the middle. And then guys like JPP and Shaquille Barrett, those guys are coming to get you. The line of scrimmage, on the other side, the Bucs are totally healthy. Marpet, remember a month or 2 ago, he had missed some games. He's back. Donovan Smith's back. Everyone's on the line and balling for the Bucs right now. And their line had a very, very good season. So the Bucs should dominate the line of scrimmage. And Brady has weapons everywhere you look, and his secondary's playing lights out. Guys, I picked the Chiefs, and everyone who's picking the Chiefs is doing it for one reason. They have Patrick Mahomes, but they should be the underdogs here.
You can talk about that all you want to. I don't think they should be the underdogs because you keep talking about Patrick Mahomes. That ain't what I've been talking about. You saying everybody's been talking about it's because of Patrick Mahomes. To me, it's because of Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. It's because of Tyreek Hill the last time he went up against this team. I will remind this audience, he had 207 yards, 7 receptions, and 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. He backpedaled in the end zone on 1 touchdown catch. He backflipped on another, toying with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He has 135 receptions on the season. Travis Kelce has 1,416 yards receiving on 145 receptions. They run the football when they want to because they can throw against anybody, and they're looking to throw first. And when I think about Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay with Todd Bowles in his blitz package, because we know he wants to blitz all day, every day, one slight problem. Patrick Mahomes, 17 touchdowns, 0 interceptions against blitzes this year. I mean, this is unbelievable. And so when I look at it from that perspective, and here's where this is the biggest thing, and nobody has brought this up. We've watched Kansas City in the postseason, okay? We've watched them perform. You know what? Going up against Josh Allen, he's not a scrub. He can ball. He was an MVP candidate. Plus, he has wheels on him, too. What happened? They were able to neutralize him. Tom Brady is elite. I get that. And he's going to get the ball out of his hands inside of 2 seconds. I get that, too. But when I look at him right now, when I look at Tom Brady, here's what I think about. He's a stationary target. And as a stationary target, you're talking about these boys, the Chris Jones of the world and others, being able to get at him. You're talking about a brilliant football savant in your secondary at the safety spot with the honey badger, Tyrann Mathieu. I'm just looking at it from that perspective. And even though I think it's entirely possible for Tampa Bay to win this game, they certainly should not be the favorites because of the things that I just mentioned. No way on earth. The right team is the favorite here.
Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce are amazing players. Mike Evans and Godwin, Antonio Brown, Scotty Miller, nothing to sneeze at. Tom Brady has crazy weapons at receiver everywhere he looks. He has several excellent and trusted tight ends. He has an offensive line that not only blocks for him well, but blocks for the run. In fact, when you talk about the best offensive lines in the NFL this past season, not on paper what we were expecting, but how they actually performed, the Bucs were elite. And they have name brand running backs who can still play. They have a very competent running game when they choose to use it. In other words, they have every single thing on offense. On defense, all 3 levels are playing great. And Stephen A., we're hanging our hats on Patrick Mahomes, you on his 2 best weapons.
Make up your mind, man. Make up your mind. You can't sit up there, oh, the defense is playing great, but in the same breath talking about Patrick Mahomes being otherworldly and being something entirely different. Yeah. We don't give a damn what Tampa Bay has done against anybody else other than Patrick Mahomes, because we saw what happened when they went against Patrick Mahomes. I'm just saying.
Max, that's what I'm talking about.
That's why they shouldn't be.
That's my point. Hold on. Time out.
What?
That's my point.
What is
it? My point is, if you put Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson, anyone else on this Chiefs team, they'd be the underdogs. Even with the two premium weapons, based on everything I just went through.
Of Patrick Mahomes,
because it's Mahomes, people are like, well, they're supposed to win.
Stephen A, don't you see what he's doing? Don't you see exactly what Max is doing? Max is picking the Chiefs, and he's setting it up so he has the excuses in case he's wrong. So he looks right no matter what. This is all Max's agenda. Now, I'm betting on Brady. I'm betting on Brady, and I'm owning it, Max.
Who should be favored in the Super Bowl?
Max, we heard you. We heard you, Max.
Molly, who should be favored in this Super Bowl since you want to debate?
No, I don't want to debate. I just see what you're doing. I see that.
Hold on, Molly.
Who should be favored?
Hold on, Molly. Max, I got this beautiful quilt here, because if you want cover, it's a beautiful quilt you should use instead of hedging your damn bets all the time. That's number one. Number two, hold on, Max. Hold on. Number two, Antonio Brown is coming off an injury. Chris Godwin has been dropping passes, so we got to take that into consideration as well. Not only are we talking about Hill and Kelsey, we can't forget McCole Hardman. We can't forget Williams. We can't forget the play calling of Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy. We can't forget those things.
Brown is coming off an injury.
I know that.
Mahomes' offensive tackles are going into injuries.
All right, we got to go. Max, you can get mad at me later, but I just feel like you're protecting your pick here. But we can discuss it more later. Producers are in my ears. We got to go. We got plenty more time to talk Super Bowl, fellas. Brett Favre was on the show recently. Really enjoyable time. Fellas, wait till you hear what Favre had to say about Deshaun Watson. Yes, sir. Super Bowl showdown. Showtime Mahomes, TB12. The Chiefs are favored by 3. Oh, Max Kellerman, how likely is it that Brady's Bucks, Tom Brady in the cliff, Tom Brady in the ravine, upset the greatest player you've ever seen in Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs?
Very likely. I'm surprised, legitimately surprised, and don't think the Chiefs should be favored here. And consider this, they're favored still by a field goal. The Bucks are at home. That suggests that on a neutral site, or, certainly if they were at home, but even on a neutral site, it would be more than 3 points that the Chiefs are favored by, maybe 4.5 points, something like that. The point is, when I look at this game, you look at the rankings of the players by ESPN, by all different outlets, the general consensus is 4 of the 5 best players in the game are on the Chiefs. 10 of the best 15 are on the Bucks. In other words, the high-end talent, the Chiefs have better than the Bucks. But the depth of great talent, the Bucks have better than the Chiefs. And that's really significant here. Think about the Bucks. The whole thing is you got to get pressure with 4 on Mahomes. Vita Vea, the big nose tackle, was supposed to be out for the season after the Chicago game. If people remember, he was reported as out for the season. He's back with Ndamukong Suh in the middle. They have Shaquille Barrett and JPP on the outside. They are ferocious up front. Their linebacking tandem, arguably the best in football. Their front 7 is really ridiculously good. And by the way, they're banged up at safety, but their secondary has been covering everyone. And all 3 levels of the defense have been taking the ball away, have been creating turnovers. And then you look at the Chiefs missing their 2 best offensive line players, both offensive tackles out. There's not going to be a pocket for Mahomes. There's going to be pressure off the edges on Mahomes. And think of the weapons. Only O.J. Howard isn't available on offense. They have name-brand running backs who still have gas in the tank behind an offensive line that was playing absolutely elite this season. The Bucks have an elite offensive line, top 5. The Bucks have receivers everywhere you look. No one's even talking about Antonio Brown in this game. They have so many receivers. The only reason the Chiefs are favored, really, when you analyze it, replace Mahomes with any other quarterback, I don't believe they're favored. I think that people don't even realize how good they think Mahomes is. That's the reason the Chiefs are favored. I also like them to win, but I consider that an upset. When I analyze the game, if I took Mahomes out and just put another great quarterback in, I wouldn't be taking the Chiefs.
Yeah, but to me, just my personal thing is that makes no sense, because if Mahomes is everything that you say he is, unless they're planning on kidnapping him or he's getting injured prior to the game or something, he's going to be there. And because he's going to be there, and you combine that with the level of greatness you've religiously talked about him being in possession of, then I'm sorry, that puts the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at a decided disadvantage. Then when you take into account the fact that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they've got a top 8 defense. They are number 1 against the run. And who are they going against? A team that could give a damn about running the football, because they want to pass all day, okay? And oh, by the way, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers ranked 21st against the pass. And their worst performance against the pass was against the very team that they're about to go in the Super Bowl against, when they gave up 269 yards passing to Tyreek Hill all by his lonesome, 207 yards in the first half. I just look at it from the standpoint, do I give the Buccaneers a chance? Yes, I do. Because I think when you look at the weapons that they have, whether it's Gronk, whether it's Antonio Brown, the Mike Evans, the Chris Godwins, assuming Chris Godwin catches balls and he's not dropping any footballs. I like him, but damn it, you've been dropping too many balls, Chris Godwin. Stop dropping the damn football, okay? You got to take those things into consideration. I'm just looking at it from the standpoint that those weapons give them about a 30% chance of winning this game. But that's about all, because I think that Kansas City is such a juggernaut offensively that whatever it is, and I'm also remembering Tom Brady threw three interceptions in the second half against Green Bay. You can't make any mistakes against Kansas City. Can't do it. You do that, you're going to pay a very, very, very heavy price. And by the way, Max, I don't think the first game was as close as the score indicated. I think that Kansas City took their foot off the gas. They were up to a 17-0 lead in the first quarter. They could have ran away with it, but they just don't do that nearly as much as they should. I think the Super Bowl is a different ball game, however, and I expect them to win this game, even though I got the final score being 38-34.
Yeah, you're talking about the Chiefs' offense, and that is why I like the Chiefs, because I think Mahomes is going to perform yet another miracle. He's a miracle man. He's going to perform a miracle and beat them by the skin of their teeth. And I don't think it's going to
require a miracle.
The Bucs, by the way, Tom Brady, all the Super Bowls are close. He doesn't blow anybody out, and he doesn't get blown out. They always seem to come down to the wire. That'll be the case here.
They were down 28-3.
And I like, what's that?
They were down 28-3.
But how did it end?
I'm just saying, if they're down 28-3 to Patrick Mahomes, you think they're coming back?
Here's the thing. The Chiefs' red zone defense is a real weakness for them. It's really not good. Bad red zone defense. And as much as we're focusing on the Chiefs' offense and how it doesn't matter how good the Bucs defense is, Mahomes will find a way with Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce and these guys. What about the Bucs offense? The Bucs have an elite offense. Tom Brady in a big game, as we know, is deadly. And look around. Evans, Godwin, AB, Scotty Miller. Gronk is there. Like, they have multiple tight ends with an offensive line that's playing elite. We're not paying enough attention to the Bucs offense versus the Chiefs defense. It's the biggest mismatch in the game.
Well, that's why we're expecting Tampa Bay to score points. The problem is we don't expect them to score enough points. And nobody assuming that Kansas City is going to hold Tampa Bay's offense a complete check. It's just enough check for Mahomes to walk away.
But you got a 4-point game.
Champion. I got a 4-point game.
All right, guys, this is the first time ever we're going to have the two past Super Bowl winners facing off in a Super Bowl. We'll keep it moving here. When we come back, we want to focus on the defenses.